Okay, so in this tutorial what we're going to do is we are going to create a function inside of the Batman object. And traditionally in JavaScript, when you have a function that's built into JavaScript, it is called a method. We've seen methods before. So for example, when we use document.write, that is a method. Console.log as well. The log is available to us on the console. Also, when you create a function inside of an object, we traditionally refer to that as a method, okay? So if I was to create a function inside of the Batman object, we will refer to that as a method. So how do we do that? Well, let's create a method inside of the object where when the function or method is called or invoked, it just logs out to the console, Batman is driving fast in the Batmobile. So far we have our key value pairs, we have our various properties, we've given them all names and they have some sort of value. It's the same concept for a method in the object. So we're going to say drive, this is going to be a key value pair and the value is going to be a function, and we'll just create a function with no arguments or parameters. So basically it is just going to be function, curly braces, and we're just going to log out to the console, Batman is driving fast in the Batmobile. Batmobile. I hope I'm spelling that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. Okay, so we've defined our method inside of our Batman object. Nothing happens because I haven't logged out the drive method, or haven't called or invoked it. Okay, so if I was to log out to the console Batman, the entire object, what should happen now is we should see that there is this inbuilt method here. So if we just do the drop down, so we see here we have drive and we have this little f and then parentheses. Okay, so if we expand that, what we can see here is we have a function, no arguments are defined, so that's null, and basically it just has drive. So you know that if you want to access, for example, Bruce's name, you would say console.log, or Batman's name, sorry, you'd say Batman, the name of the object, dot name, okay? And that will log out Bruce's name to the console. Okay, so how do we access the function? Well, we don't want to log out a function. What we do is we want to call or invoke it. So we're going to use similar syntax here. What we're going to do is we're going to say Batman dot, and you'll notice here we have access to drive, that inbuilt method inside of the Batman object. And how do we call or invoke a function? We've seen this many times. You write out the name of the function and invoke it with parentheses. And what this is doing is we're saying Batman, we're accessing the Batman object and then calling or invoking the drive method. And if we save and refresh, we get Batman is driving fast in the Batmobile. You could also create another function, maybe we'll call it like fight Joker. So we could say fight Joker. You don't have to use the function keyword, by the way. You could do an arrow function, so an anonymous inline arrow function, a function with no name. And basically what we could do is we could just alert Batman has defeated the Joker. Okay, but you kind of have to ask yourself, why did the Joker become bad? Maybe Gotham didn't really look after him, but that's a different story. Okay, so that is how we call or invoke the Batman.drive function or method. So how do we call or invoke the fight Joker? Well, same concept. Type out the name of the function, use dot notation to access all the inbuilt properties and methods. And remember, when I say method, I'm just referring to a function that was defined or created inside of the Batman object. So it's fight Joker, and then I want to use parentheses to call or invoke it, and semicolon to save. And now when I refresh the browser, we get Batman has defeated the Joker. Okay, awesome. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Here, what we did is we defined a key value pair drive, which was assigned the value of a function. So when you call or invoke the drive method, we just logged out Batman is driving fast in the Batmobile. And then we also did another function. This time we didn't use the keyword function. We just did an arrow function, anonymous, with no name for the function basically. And then when you call or invoke the fight Joker method, we just alert out Batman has defeated the Joker. Okay, awesome. I hope that wasn't too complicated. The key point here, though, is that you are able to create methods inside of an object in JavaScript, okay? And all you need to do to call or invoke a function or a method, more specifically, that was defined inside of an object, is just type out the name of the object, use dot notation, type out the name of the method you're trying to call or invoke, and use parentheses.